What's going on, you guys? It's your man, the Grass Ninja. Welcome to the channel. Today's video is the Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 6 breakdown. So, there's a lot of key moments, a lot of highlights from this chapter. Kawaki gets one shot by Mitsuki. Mitsuki didn't even try. Kawaki versus Mitsuki, that's a Mitsuki victory, no difficulty. I'm trying to tell you, this boy is insane. He just straight dropped Kawaki. No problem. Shikamaru unraveling the truth of his memories being fabricated by some sort of jutsu, and how it makes a lot of sense that Boruto and Kawaki may have swapped positions, right? We got Boruto out here flexing on Sage Mode Mitsuki, someone who just dropped Kawaki, by the way, with Flying Raijin, Purple Lightning. He's out here flying in the sky, planting himself upside down, reminiscent of Sasuke and the 5 Kage Summit. This chapter is dope. So let's jump into Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 6. Title of the chapter is 3 Years, featuring Shikamaru on the cover. And as we jump into the chapter, page 1, Shikamaru is holding a meeting with the elders of Konoha. These two characters right here, how the hell are they still alive, bro? These characters fought alongside Tobirama while he was the reigning Hokage. These are Hiruzen's teammates, the third Hokage, who died in like his 70s against Orochimaru, right? How many more years removed are we from Hiruzen's death? How are these two still alive and kicking? At least, how are these two still influencing the political affairs of Konoha in the 2 Blue Vortex era of Boruto? This is huge, bro. This is ridiculously huge. Now, let's jump back into this. I just had to talk about that, because like, how do we see them before we see characters like Sakura? Anyway, they hold a meeting in regards to Boruto, the betrayer, as they're now calling him, and his latest fight with Code, and running out the Clog Rhymes from the village. Despite Boruto's efforts to defend Konoha from Code, the village elders still call for his execution, since his betrayal reflects poorly on Konoha's honor, and the daimyo, or the feudal lords, are all beyond furious, which puts the very existence of Konoha in danger, since they fund everything that Konoha, the Hidden Leaf Village, gets. They are talking about the budget here, so there's a lot of political stuff going on in the beginning of the chapter. Shikamaru takes his leave, and as he turns his back on the elders, we see that his Hokage cloak does not reflect his status as 8th Hokage, with the cloak bearing no kanji, and it's left completely blank. Shikamaru has apparently set this 3-year grace period from the time of Naruto's supposed death, and now, before he would formally take the title of 8th Hokage. With his cloak being blank and his face not on the mountainside, this decision, right, to not be formally inducted as the Hokage for 3 years also weakens Konoha's position amongst the other ninja villages, which is our first reference to the other ninja villages in Naruto, or Boruto, the entire time we've been in the time skip, right? So this is really good. They're involving the rest of the ninja world, and they're playing with the political atmosphere of Konoha. Now we check in on the Hokage's office, where Ino arrives with a mission log for Shikamaru. Shikamaru thanks Ino for the personal delivery as he smokes a cigarette, looks down at the report, and taps his head while he tells her that she can go. Now, Ino picks up on this signal and she leaves, and as she leaves the room and closes the door, she initiates her mind transfer jutsu that she can talk to Shikamaru. Now, they're doing this so that they can talk without Eida snooping on their conversation. Shikamaru explains that this conversation is off the books, and no one, not Kawaki, not Eida, not Damon, nobody, not even the sensory unit, can know about this conversation, since they log all of the mind transfer conversations, and the safety of Konoha depends on this line being completely private and off the books. Now, the scene jumps over to Kawaki, Eida, and Damon as they discuss the new threat of the evolved Clog Rhymes that I've been calling the Shinju, right? Eida informs Kawaki that the Shinju are no longer targeting just Boruto and Kawaki, but now they have their eyes set on the 7th Hokage, Naruto Uzumaki, as well as Eida herself, right? Now Eida kind of stumbles around this point saying like, they're also targeting me, but Kawaki really doesn't give a damn about Eida, bro. Toxic relationship 101, this man is abusive, emotionally and physically. Now Kawaki is completely tunnel visioned at this point, putting all of his intention and attention on the well-being of Naruto. Damon asks Kawaki what is it he's gonna do if those evolved claw grimes come here looking for the Hokage. Wouldn't someone eventually figure out that you lied? This causes Kawaki to storm out. As he leaves the room, we see Mitsuki is waiting for him on the other side. The scene jumps over yet again as we check in on Sarada, Sumire, and Boruto as we left them at the end of the last chapter. Boruto explains that he has erased his chakra signature, so he won't be detected by the sensory division. But it's only a matter of time before Kawaki notices that Boruto has returned, so they have a limited amount of time to talk. Boruto has returned in order to tell Sarada about Sasuke getting absorbed into the Ten Tail. So, question for me is, how the hell did Boruto know where Sarada was, right? He was going there specifically for her, which means Sumire is just kind of there as like a third wheel. Kawaki picks up on Boruto's presence as he looks off into the distance, which Mitsuki picks up on Kawaki's glance as a snake slips out from his sleeve. The scene jumps back to Sarada as she appears shocked to hear her father has been turned into a tree like the others in Konoha. Boruto admits that it was his fault that Sasuke got taken down, since Sasuke had to sacrifice himself in order to save Boruto. As we jump back to Mitsuki, who calls in to Shikamaru explaining that Boruto has returned to the village yet again. Mitsuki deduces that Boruto must be towards the south of the village, since he picked up on Kawaki's glance into that direction when he picked up on Boruto's presence initially. Shikamaru asks about Kawaki and what had happened, and we learn that Mitsuki knocked out Kawaki using the venom from his snake. Since Boruto's able to sense Kawaki's presence, Kawaki's not suited to pursue Boruto, so Mitsuki's going to pursue him instead. Now let's just talk about Kawaki being on the ground again, bro. Kawaki about to be the new code for real, taking L after L, got slammed into the ground by an ordinary claw grime, or I guess a superior claw grime, and then gets dropped by Mitsuki in base form. Like, I know it wasn't an outright fight, but he caught him off guard, he poisoned him with a snake, and he dropped that fool. So technically, Mitsuki no-diffed Kawaki right here, and that's insane. All Kawaki has to do, he can't shrink those snakes, they're alive. So if Mitsuki ever wanted to, he could drop almost anybody. I mean, Kawaki is an augmented being from Kara, right? And he was still affected by Boro's viruses, something that Mitsuki created an antidote for, right? So Mitsuki's venom is serious right now, since it dropped Kawaki. Crazy. So Future Sight Shinjutsu, again, bro, Mitsuki and his snakes are going to be vital, bro. If he ever goes up against Sarada, like I suspect he will, she's going to have to watch out for these snakes slipping through her super revealing outfit, man. Anyway, let's get back into the chapter, bro. I just like when my predictions come true and we see things happen. Future Sight Shinjutsu strikes again. Mitsuki asks Shikamaru to confirm Boruto's location through Eida, as the scene jumps back to Boruto and his harem of girls, Sarada and Sumire, and potentially Eida in the future if Kawaki keeps acting like a fool. Now, Boruto begins to speculate that the Claw Grime's evolution into these Shinju, as I've been calling them, could be a result of Code's chakra interacting with the Ten Tails. Now, I'm going to quote the manga as Boruto explains, he may not be an Otsutsuki, but he's got a karma that came from Ishiki, which is a lump of Otsutsuki essence. So, his karma, right? So it having some effect over the Claw Grimes wouldn't be a surprise. Now, again, my Future Sight Shinjutsu is ridiculous here because we talked about Code's white karma interacting with the Ten Tails, possibly bringing back Ishiki. And now we have Jura, who resembles Ishiki more than anything, right? So all those, oh, Jura is a clone of Kawaki theories are gone, right? Because this is clearly Ishiki coming back as he's targeting Naruto because he has some vendetta against him. He's got a black cube, like he pulled it from the Daikokuten, and he's more superior than the rest of the Claw Grimes, which is the superiority complex Ishiki had. Insane right here. So bro, subscribe to the channel. Like, I'm predicting the future here. Momoshiki and me prophesizing the future right now. Now, it's here in the chapter where things take a wild turn, right? Shikamaru speaks to Boruto through the private, off the books mind transfer jutsu line that's set up by Ino earlier in the chapter. Shikamaru warns Boruto that he's about to have an unwanted visitor when one of Mitsuki's snakes wrap around Boruto in the blink of an eye. Now, Mitsuki's snake tries to bite Boruto on the neck, just like he did Kawaki, but Boruto's able to eject his sword from its sheath and escape to the sword using his Flying Raijin, which means Boruto has a Flying Raijin marker on his sword. And this moment here pays homage to Sasuke and his switcheroo jutsu, the Omenoteji Kara, that we see him use to switch places with his sword frequently, especially this being grabbed by the snakes and then teleporting out. This is a lot like when Momoshiki wrapped Sasuke in chains and then Sasuke teleported out. So we know from previous chapters, right, that Mitsuki harbors a lot of bloodlust towards Boruto, and right now Mitsuki is in full-on Sage mode as Sarada tries to talk down Mitsuki, but he's far too gone at this point, and the battle between Sage mode Mitsuki and the betrayer of Konoha, Otsutsuki Boruto, begins. Mitsuki launches a barrage of chakra snakes towards Boruto, which he handles easily by slicing them apart with his sword, which is coated in the purple lightning jutsu created by Kakashi to supplement Chidori since he could no longer use it. Mitsuki uses his striking shadow snake, which causes a boatload of giant snakes to erupt from the ground, which Boruto again easily evades by just jumping into the sky. Now, I'm saying jumping into the sky because he lands in the sky. So Boruto plants his feet in the sky above, hanging upside down, very reminiscent of Sasuke hanging upside down in the 5 Kage Summit. And it's now confirmed 100% that Boruto in his base form has the ability to fly, just like Kawaki. So before we go any further, this moment of him flying and earlier with him erasing his chakra signature are technically some of the first instances in the time skip where we see Boruto actually using any of his Otsutsuki abilities, right? He's not using the Karma Seal, but we have been theorizing that he's avoiding using the Karma or any Otsutsuki powers for the most part because he's worried Momoshiki might take over. But here he is flying, erasing his chakra signature and stuff. So who knows? Maybe we'll see the Karma soon. Maybe we're wrong. Now, while floating in the sky, Boruto promises Sarada that he will save Sasuke and everyone else who's become a tree, as well as ... But it's never actually revealed what Boruto was going to say next as he flies away saying, "Never mind, I'll come see you again." Boruto flies away. Now, it's in this moment, right? I make this comment a lot, but especially Boruto specifically flying away in these panels reminds me so much of Neo from the Matrix franchise, especially with that black cloak flapping through the wind the way it does. It's just very the one, right? And especially since Boruto's the child of prophecy, he's technically the one. Interestingly enough, though, Kishimoto actually has base designs off of characters in the Matrix, specifically Gaara in his design in Naruto Shippuden. He designed his jacket and cloak and everything directly from Neo back in the day when Shippuden was airing. And maybe we're seeing that reflected here in Boruto and Kawaki with how they fly around. Maybe Ikimoto is referencing those images as he's drawing these, because I just can't not see it. Now, we see one of Mitsuki's snakes hiss into his ear, as another one, later revealed to be inside of Boruto's jacket, is tracking Boruto's location. Boruto resumes his conversation with Shikamaru, commenting on the contradictory nature of Shikamaru's words and Shikamaru's actions, basically saying that if you wanted to talk to me, then why have Mitsuki come and interrupt our conversation? Shikamaru explains that it would raise suspicion if he ordered Mitsuki to stop his pursuit, as not only is the Hidden Leaf Village, but the entire Land of Fire hell-bent on the elimination of Boruto. Shikamaru goes on to say that while he can't support Boruto openly as the Hokage, there are things he can do to aid Boruto secretly, which is when Shikamaru drops a bombshell on Boruto and us, the readers, saying that, aren't you actually Uzumaki Boruto? Which is crazy, bro, because we thought omnipotence was like foolproof, bro, with like exceptions, but like now it's cracking and crumbling every single chapter, bro, so people are figuring it out. We got Sarada, Sumire, Sasuke, we got freaking Amado, now Shikamaru. This is crazy. So although Shikamaru still doesn't fully accept this to be true, as omnipotence is still under his control, it's under the effect of omnipotence, right? Once Amado brought it up that one's own memories could be fabricated, things begin falling into place for Shikamaru. He says things make sense when you flip your position and Kawaki's position, right? Boruto has now made it out of Kawaki's sensory range, and Shikamaru lets us know that Ino's mind transfer should be able to reach out to around 100 kilometers from the edge of Konoha. So she's really powerful, bro. Boruto says he has to drop this conversation with Shikamaru since he's got to tie up loose ends, which is when we see Mitsuki's snake from earlier peek out of Boruto's cloak, which is when Sage Mode Mitsuki catches up with Boruto. The chapter ends with Mitsuki charging into battle as Boruto says, "Sorry, I'm gonna have to get a little rough with you, Mitsuki." Again, not phased at all by nothing, bro. Confident Boruto is the GOAT. I'm trying to tell you, when Sasuke said hone your skills over the years and nobody will be able to stop you, no one can stand in your way, you'll be untouchable. Boruto is living that, bro, personified. He is like, yeah, I'm my master's student. You think I'm worried about your snakes? Sasuke is the GOAT when it comes to snakes, bro. I got you. So yes, this chapter is a straight up banger, bro. Sage Mode Mitsuki. Does he still have the regeneration negation from his Sage Mode? Is his Sage Mode eating his body up from the inside out? Is he going to pass out or collapse from exhaustion because he can't maintain Sage Mode? Is Boruto going to activate Karma since he started using Otsutsuki abilities against Mitsuki, right? Mitsuki, super powerful. I mean, in base form, he technically one-shotted Kawaki. Like, you know, like, Kawaki need to brush up on some shinobi training, bro, because how do you get dropped like that? So, yeah, Kawaki out here getting dropped by Mitsuki's venom. Insane. Shikamaru has deduced that his memories have been fabricated by some sort of jutsu, and he's out here saying, aren't you actually Uzumaki Boruto? Boruto's overpowered right now, going up against Sage Mode Mitsuki in base, bro, handling his chakra snakes with purple lightning, evading his grasp with flying Raijin. He can erase his chakra signature, so he can't even be sensed by Mitsuki's Sage Mode, right? And then he's out here flying in base form. Insane. Again, the Future Sight Shinjutsu comes in clutch when we talk about Code's white karma affecting the Ten Tails and the Claw Grimes, which is possibly why we have one of the Shinju resembling Ishiki, because it's housed with Ishiki's essence due to the white karma. Now, Shikamaru is still interim Hokage. There's a lot of political tension in Konoha as of late. His face is not on the Hokage monument. His cloak does not reflect his status as 8th Hokage. And finally, what was Boruto going to say to Sarada before he cut that conversation short? He said, I'm going to save Sasuke and everyone else who's been turned into a tree, as well as ... So what do you think Boruto was going to say to Sarada before he said, never mind, I'll come back for you, and we can talk about it more? And do you think Kawaki is just getting fodderized, bro? Dropped by Mitsuki, no diff. I've been your man, the Grass Ninja. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Have a nice day. Peace.